Okay, great. So we are talking about dictionary today. Okay, so we have seen list, we have seen tuple, and we have discussed that list and tuple are called collections because they can store multiple values, right? And when you talk about multiple values, of course, you have different ways to do that, right? So for list, we used uh, square bracket. For tuple, we use simple bracket. Okay. For dictionary, we use curly bracket. Okay. So now when I say print type of, okay, we did discuss dictionary. I remember correct now. Yeah. We discussed briefly, right? We discussed the key value pair, right? Right. So type of dictionary one is dictionary, and we did say that indexing is very much like the way you would do indexing of type of dictionary. I meant here, not just dictionary, type of dictionary. Indexing, you would have it little different here because here you have key value pair, right? Not just the value, correct? So, um, okay. So if you want to add a value to dictionary, only a dictionary can be added to a dictionary, right? I can create temp dictionary equal to um, uh, name key colon value. Okay. Now you add this here. Dot update. Right? Now update. Okay. And here you say T dictionary. So now when you print dictionary, this dictionary will have your new value added here. So now dictionary is this. So I'm going to write a program, okay, to input name and marks in last 5 subjects. Okay, and I want to use name and marks in 5 subject, and I'll save that information. Okay, so let me write a program here called as write a program to store marks of 5 subjects for 5 along with subjects along with names, right? So I will create called master data. Master data is your list because we need to store data with name, assuming names are unique, or you can use roll number, right? You can use a roll number to save the data. So I'm going to say master data, and then I'm going to say here marks equal to blank, and I can create this inside the list as well. So first outer to get the names, and then inner to store the marks of 5 subjects. That's why I said range 3. And I'm going to add this marks here. So whenever you are updating these marks in the master data, it should get it should become empty before you start adding the marks, right? So this is where we are going to add marks. So it should come as empty, then keep on adding the marks, update to master data, become empty again. So I'm going to say marks or M1 or something equal to int of input, right? I'm going to say int of input, enter the marks in enter the marks in subject, okay, and I'll say here subject, and I'll say str of j. Str j is integer, so I cannot add string to an integer. So I have to convert into string. And then I can concatenate. This is what we discussed last time, right? When we met, you can concatenate two strings together. So enter the marks in subject one, and I want to put colon here. So again, I'm going to say plus colon, right? And then you say here marks dot append m1. Okay, so end of the for loop, your marks has all the data. Now, okay, I can talk about the student name, right? We need to store the name as well. So here I'm going to use name equal to input, enter the student's name, correct? And so this is your name. So once you're done with the inner loop, before you again go for the second run, we need to save this data. So I'm going to create a temporary dictionary, which is like name colon marks, right? Name colon marks. So this is your dictionary. Now I will update to master data. Okay, T dictionary. That's it. Okay, once you are done everything, then you can print saying the details are and slash n. I want to print the data in the next line. I'm going to say master data, right? Okay. So now when you run it, it says enter the student name. I say Sachin. Marks in subject 0. Ah, see, the counting starts from 0, right? So you should give j plus 1. Okay. Let me stop it and run it again. Student name, Sachin. Marks in subject 1, 56, 76, 39, 76, 54. Okay, student, enter the student's name, second name, right? I'll say Virat. Okay, 89, 90, 33, 59, 90. Okay, third name, let's say I give Mahi. 88, 77, 99, 88, 99. So see this? So the entire data is saved here. Right? So this is how you can save this information. Right? I'm going to different file and I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to call this to data. Okay. And we will look at some more properties of, right? So if I want to know the names of the student, what I'll say, I will say print. We discussed last time, right? Print data of data dot keys, because keys we are using as student name, right? So when you print keys, you will get only the student's name. Oops, it's still running the old program. I'm going to run this file here. Okay, so see, you got the name Sachin, Virat, and Mahi. I want to know. Okay, so this is entire thing is going to be a list. So I'm going to say of one. One means, okay, so here this is not your normal list, right? So if I have to convert this into a list, I have to get the list of the values. Okay, this is not your simple list that you know that you can say of 0, because see, if I look at the output again, so this is list, right? But this entire thing is part of a dictionary key. So this is not exactly a list. This is, so if you want, you can iterate this through. I can't say of 0, but I can say k in data dot keys. And now when you print k, oops, colon. And now when you print k, You can see you are able to read the values here. Can I convert this into list? Let's see. Can I convert this into list? Right? Can I? And now if I say 1, what happens? Now you are able to do it. So by default, dictionary keys values are of different object. They are of, okay, they are of keys index or values index, okay, object, and which is similar to your list. So directly it's not a list. You have to convert this into a list. Once you convert into a list, then of course you can use it like a list. But to iterate through the dictionary keys or values, you don't have to convert into list. Iteration is allowed even on dictionary keys and values. Make sense? Okay. Then what are the other important ones? Yes. So important property, if you look at, just like we had copy and deep copy and shallow copy, we do have deep copy and shallow copy because dictionary is also immutable. Okay. So your, okay, if I go here, dictionaries are immutable, unordered collection. Okay, it is editable. It is unordered because you don't have by default order, right? You have to associate value with the key. Without key, you cannot associate, right? Okay. Now, let's go back here. I was talking about deep and shallow copy. Very similar to what we did in list, right? I declare a dictionary. Okay, let's have the data 1 itself, right? So I'm going to say data 2 equal to data 1 or data, right? That's the data. And data 3 equal to data dot copy, right? So what did we say? Copy is shallow copy. Okay. It is only going to create a photocopy. Okay. Another dictionary object is created here. But here, okay, both will point to the same memory location. So now if you add something to data 2 dot update, and I'll add a dictionary called, here I'm going to say Rohit colon, and let's say 66, 67, 78, 77, 82. Now if I print data, what do you expect? You expect it to have new value. So data 2 and data 3. So we created data 2 and 3 copy of data. But as we added Rohit to data 2 has it, but also data 1 also got it, isn't it? Because data 1 with data also got it because data and data 2 are same. And data 3 did not get it because we have created a duplicate copy and we have moved on. So data 3 will not have this new value, isn't it? And this is exactly the same thing that we saw in the list also. With me? Okay. Now we will talk about um, um, last collection for now, and we'll talk about NumPy and Pandas. There are also collections. We'll talk about it later, maybe next week sometime when we get time. But let's talk about the last thing that is important for us now, which is called set. I'm going to move this to this so that it becomes easy to copy. Any question here? I hope you understood, right? Okay, so you can store multiple values using dictionary. The third type is called sets. Now, these sets are very similar to the sets you'd have done in your mathematics. Okay. So, what are different operations you perform on set? Union, intersection, correct? What is a set? What is a set? What do you think is a set? Let's say if I tell you to name 5 fruits, okay? If I tell you to name 5 fruits. Now, when you name 5 fruits, you can say A, B, C, D, E. Let's suppose you told me A, B, C, D, apple, banana, cherry, D for something, E for something. Now, if I ask another person, name 5 fruits, the other person says A, B, C, E, D. Okay, is it not same as first answer or is it different? In first we said A, B, C, D, E, right? These are the 5 fruits we named. Second person named A, B, C, E, D. Are the same or they are different? I'm asking. I'm expecting a reply. Hmm?
Sir, can you repeat once again?
So I'm asking, okay, to name 5 fruits. Okay. So I
Okay.
told first person to name 5 fruits. So the first person named A, B, C, D, E. A
Mm.
for apple, B for banana, C for cherry, D for something, E for something.
Okay.
Okay. Now, second person also named, um, uh, you know, so second person named A, B, C, E, D. Okay. So my question is, are they same or they are different?
The same only, no?
They are same only, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's one. Second thing is, let's say, um, I tell you ask me to name 5 fruits. I say A 5 times, apple, 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 apple 5 times. So are this, so do you count that as 5 fruits?
No.
No. Okay. So these are the two properties of set. You cannot have duplicate values. In list and tuple, you can have. In dictionary, you can't have key, but value can be duplicate. But set is also a linear collection. Linear, unordered, because here order does not matter. In list and tuple, if I give something in fourth position, something in fifth position, okay, they become different values, but not in sets. Set says no, for me, order does not matter. And duplicate doesn't matter. So remember this example. Okay, so sets is a linear, okay, mutable collection. Okay, and this is also unordered. Okay, so if I create, how do I create a set first? Okay, set is also created using curly bracket. Set is also created using curly bracket. So if you create an empty set, it can be mistaken, okay, by Python as a empty dictionary, which is okay. Okay, doesn't matter because it's empty, so it's empty. But the moment you add a value to it, okay, the moment you add a value to it, it becomes set. So if I do here print set 1 equal to, and I say set 1, and when you run it, okay, it is set 1 empty. Okay, it is treated as dictionary. Now I say set 1 dot add. Set 1 dot add, and I add apple. Okay, now when I say this, what happened? Dictionary object has no attribute add, because it is thinking this is dictionary. It is not giving, it's not allowing me to add. Now if I add only key, no value, no pair. Okay, if I say 1:2, it becomes a dictionary. But if I say 1, 2, 3, now you see apple got added, because now it knows that it is a set, not a dictionary. So if I say set of, I say set of. Now you see it becomes a set. So if you are declaring empty dictionary, then okay, if I just declare, it doesn't matter. But when you want to use it, you have to be careful, because okay, both dictionary and set can be written with curly bracket, and by default, curly bracket is used for dictionary. So it will be treated as dictionary only. If you want to convert this into set, you have to put a function set, and then it becomes a set. Okay. Then it becomes about set. Okay. Okay. So what are different projects? Okay. So let's first create set 1, and I'm going to say 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And I create set 2, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So these are set 1 and set 2. Okay, you have already seen how to add a value to a set, isn't it? Now, how do I clear the set? Okay, since set does not have an order, we cannot say remove first element or remove second element. Okay, logically also if you say, if I tell you, okay, name 5 fruits, I said, no, don't name me 5, name only 4. So now if I'm asked to name only 4, you can take away any one, isn't it? You can take away any one from the list. So when you say remove or when you say clear, you are saying remove any element. Okay, it can remove. So if I say here print set 1 equal to, or set 1, like we'll put it in quotation so that, okay, set 1 dot clear. So what will clear do? It will remove all the elements. Clear will remove all the elements. Remove will remove an element. So here I see I have remove, and here I see pop. So what is the difference between pop and remove? Looking at the function definition, tell me. What is the difference between pop and remove here?
Pop removes the elements randomly.
Pop will remove any element without even asking you. Remove has an element. I want to remove set 1, right? I want to remove 7. 7 will be gone. So here you give the value that you want to remove. I'm saying, okay, remove, so this does not return anything, right? So what you do, you put it here because it does not return, right? And then I'm going to do here. Now you will get it. I'm saying remove 7. 7 is removed. Okay. Now I will say here, dot pop. Okay. It can remove any element. So it is removing 5. No, it's removing 1. Right? Now if I print here, print set 1. Okay. So I'll call this as 0 dot set 1. And you run it. So what do you get? 13579. Okay, 1354779, right? So you get the values here. Okay. Now you're removing and you're doing pop. That's the difference between add. Add is to add, pop and remove is to remove the element. And you have clear, which will remove all the data. So now if I print here, let's say I call this as 2 and I call this as 3 and I call this as clear. And now when you run it, no element here. Right? Okay. Now we'll talk about the main 3 options here that we started talking about, and then we got down into other things. Okay, what are the properties of sets? The properties of sets are your union, okay, your intersection, you have difference, you have symmetric difference. So what is the difference between them? Okay, so if you have 2 sets here, set 1 and set 2, and if I say print, okay, print, okay, set A union set B. Okay, so set A is your set 1 and set B is your set 2, right? I'm going to say first set versus second set. This will give you union, right? So set 1 is, I'll print this here so that we don't get confusion. So I'm going to print this, this. See, this is union. All the common elements repeated only once, because property is you don't differentiate between the values. Okay, sets only represents the position. Right? Okay. So this is your union. Okay, you can also do set 3 equal to set 1 dot union set 2. And now you print set 3. I printed above. It should be here, correct? Just before intersection. See? So there are 2 ways to do it. One using the method dot union and other using pipe symbol. Okay, same thing you can do with intersection. So you can use a symbol, and symbol here is ampersand and function here is intersection. So when you run it, you see the common element. Intersection is the common element. Where is it? Intersection 357, 357. Common element between these two sets are 357. Okay, difference. So again, you can do difference, set one, and this is your difference. And so what is union intersection difference, right? So let's say you have one set here and another set here. Okay, so it means that there are some common areas between them, right? So if I say union, okay, are you looking at the paint, right? Yeah. So if you talk about union, you are talking about this this area, this area, and this area only one. This is your union. If you talk about intersection, you're only talking about common part. This one. Okay, so this is your intersection. Now, when I say a difference, so let's say this is your set and you have another set. Okay, so this is first set. Now, you have, let's say, A, B, C here, D and E here, and you have F and G here. So I'm saying from set 1, take away set 2. What do you have in set 1? You have A, B, C, D, E. I'm saying from A, B, C, D, E, take away D, E, F, G. From A, B, C, D, E, take away D, E, F, G. From A, B, C, D, E, take away D, E, F, G. From A, B, C, D, E, take away D, E, F, G. Does this set has F, G? No. This set does not have F, G. So, can you take F, G away? No, you cannot. You can only take D, E away. Right? So, if you, in this case, okay, I'm saying from set A, okay, take away set B. So you will be left with only this part. This is your set A minus B. From set A, take away set B. You're left with only this part. Now you have one set and another set. So from set 2, take away set 1. So this is what is left. So this is set 1 minus set 2. So set 1 and the intersection part is gone. I'm saying set 2 minus set 1. So from set 2, intersection part is gone. So set 1 minus set 2 is not same as set 2 minus set 1. But when you talk about symmetric difference, set 1 minus set 2, symmetric difference is from set A you take away set B, and from set B you take away set 1, and this is what you get. So you get set 1 and set 2, and the intersection part is gone. This is your set symmetric difference. Symmetric difference set A minus set 1 minus set 2. Symmetric difference. All right. So this is the difference between set 1 minus set 2. So let's go back to our notes, sorry, to our programs, and let's talk about this. Okay. So this is difference set 1 minus set 2 is different than set 2 minus set 1, right? And here it's going to be set 2 minus set 1. Okay. Symmetric difference, you will say symmetric difference, and here you write the upward arrow, the center alignment operator. Okay. So this is how you can perform different operations on sets. All right. With me, guys. So with that, we complete our sets as well. Sets have, okay, one more thing, okay, last thing. You can convert list to tuple, tuple to set, set to tuple, tuple to list. So if I have a set, if I have a list, let's say list which has lot of duplicate values, let's say. Okay. And the question is remove the duplicate values. You have a list and you want to remove duplicate values. Simply you say L1 equal to list of set of L1. Set of L1 will convert into sets, duplicate is gone, and convert it back into list. So if I say L1 dot, you see these are the properties of list, correct? Pop, append, clear, copy, remove, index, insert. And if you print L1 here, okay, you will only get unique values. The duplicates are gone, right? So list, tuple, and sets are linear collection, one-dimensional linear collection. They have different properties. List is mutable, tuples are not, sets have, they are mutable, but they have properties like you cannot have duplicate values and order doesn't matter. That's why it's unordered. Okay, it's unordered. Difference between set and others is set is unordered. Difference between tuple and others is tuple is immutable. Sorry, immutable, right? Difference between list and others is that list is mutable as well as ordered. That's how they are different. All right. So with that, we complete sets. Okay, you don't have a lot of applications of set, especially in data analysis kind of world. But of course, it has its own properties, right? So we should be aware of those properties. Okay, so yeah. We'll move on to the next topic. We'll just start and then we will end it. Okay, we don't want to get too much into that. Is your functions. So far we've been using inbuilt functions. So far, we've been using inbuilt functions. Inbuilt functions are functions which has been designed, okay, by the developers of Python, right? This has been designed by the developers of Python, right? And we've been just using them, okay? So example, of course, is print, input. We saw today list, set, right? These are all functions which has been designed by the developers, right? And we are just using them. Now we will learn how to create our own functions. Okay, we need to learn how to create our own functions. What are functions? Functions are nothing but a block of code. functions are nothing but blocks of code. So you have few code, okay? You group them together and name it a certain name, okay? You can name it whatever you want, right? So I'll create a function. Okay, so functions are created using, so functions, we are talking about what we call as user-defined functions. Defined functions are functions written by the developers, right? We're going to write. So the way you write is you put def. Def is the keyword. And we discussed one example, right? Some time back. So def, and you give the function name. So I'm going to say whatever. Bracket open and close, colon. Then here you can give blocks of code, right? So now when I run it, this will not be called, right? This will not be called, okay, until unless you call it. So functions have to be called explicitly. Now when I'm calling it, the first line that will be called here is whatever. And whatever is the first line, and this will call the function whatever, because this is a function. You have put a bracket open and close here. So it knows, Python knows that it is a function. It goes and calls, and then your 3 lines will be called here, right? Okay, that's one part. And we have seen function with input values. We have seen function with without return values, correct? So based on that, we have 4 types of functions. You have functions which takes which have what do you call required positional arguments or parameters. Opposite of required is, we discussed that, don't forget. What is opposite of required? Default. And what is positional? Non-positional or keyword argument. When you're talking about keyword, then position is not required. It goes by the keyword. When you talk about default, it's no longer required. Okay. So these are the 4 types of parameters, right? And then we'll talk about one more, which is called variable length arguments or parameters. That means using one value, you can give multiple values. So argument parameter will be only one, but it can take multiple values depending upon what you give. Okay. So we'll stop here, and tomorrow when we connect, we will continue talking about functions. We'll create a couple of functions from the examples that we have already seen earlier, and then we'll talk about modules. So target for tomorrow is complete functions and modules. Then day after we'll get into class and objects. Okay.